Good morning and welcome to the beautiful city of Edinburgh, up here in Scotland. Over the next 72 hours, I'm going to be exploring 3 very different collections, as well as the city, and share with you guys some of my favorite aspects of each, for when you guys go out and visit zoos, things to look out for. So you ready? Join the safari and let's get started. So first up on my adventure was to take the train from central Edinburgh to Stirling to go visit Blair Drummond Safari Park. Now this park had a little bit of everything. It had the drive-through aspect, it had the places where you can walk around, but it also had, guys, a pumpkin patch. That's right, I visited during October and I was beyond delighted to see not only a pumpkin patch, but fire pits for roasting marshmallows. And of course, I had to get a pumpkin to take home to carve. I'm so excited. But more importantly, I think one of the main things that stood out to me about Blair Drummond was the enclosure design, because they had to accommodate not only for when it was beautiful, which it was for my visit, but also when it gets really dark and wet and cold and all of those wonderful things that happen during winter. And as a visitor, to be able to see the animals both when it's beautiful outside as well as when it's less good. Take for example this meerkat enclosure. Not only do they have plenty of space outside should the weather be beautiful, but also plenty of space inside with supplementary heat, lighting, but also areas for the visitor to be able to see the animal as well. Now I know it's not really an enclosure, but one area that you have to go and see, even if you missed the display, which I don't think you should because the display was amazing, but the Birds of Prey arena. It sits literally on the side of the lake and you look off into the distance and you see beautiful trees. It's just so picturesque. And then of course they bring out vultures, red kites, and they do their stuff and it's fantastic. But if I had to pick one specific thing that I love doing, it was meeting the red ruff lemurs, which you guys can do as well as part of an experience. I highly recommend, because you not only get to feed the lemurs and get up close and see just how stunning they are, but also get to interact with the amazing team at Blair Drummond, who are so knowledgeable and really excited to share their passion with you. Next on my adventure was to head up north to St. Andrews to visit the aquarium. Now I gotta say, the best way to get up to St. Andrews from Edinburgh is by train, because you go along the coast and it's absolutely stunning. Now at St. Andrews Aquarium, it was, well, along the coast, which lent itself nicely to some pretty fabulous enclosures, like the seal one, which actually used seawater straight from the sea, which was right next to it. Although my favorite aspect of the aquarium was the beautiful signage. It really lent itself well to engaging with some of the important conservation topics that meant most to the aquarium, as well as they had fun little trivia questions along the way for kids to fill in and at the end get a little prize. course, in St. Andrews, you gotta have fish and chips because, well, I feel like you just do. And you have to get it with salt and vinegar as well. And I recommend getting your fish and chips for takeaway and walking around the city and getting some of those coastal views and also seeing the incredible buildings. last but certainly not least, I had to visit Edinburgh Zoo. Now, to get to Edinburgh Zoo from the town centre, it's really easy. All you need to do is catch a bus, and it literally drops you out right outside the front gates. Fantastic. Now, the thing about Edinburgh Zoo is, well, it's on a hill. And so I highly recommend you be strategic in where you go and when you go. The other thing I loved about Edinburgh Zoo was in Badungo Trail. In here, you were able to get up close with the chimps, but more importantly, be able to see research in action. Now, what I mean by research is kind of a form of enrichment, really. Actually, researchers from the University of St. Andrews are at Edinburgh Zoo and really showing how incredible chimps are. It is fantastic to be able to see it in action. They were playing what looked to be like a Minecraft game and foraging for apples or grapes, and if they found them, they were rewarded with a small little piece. Take a look at this footage. Isn't it cool? Now, another top tip for Edinburgh Zoo is don't be put off by the weather. Yes, I did get drenched, but it was worth it. We managed to time seeing some species active by lasting throughout the day. And in fact, take a look at seeing this giant panda nomming on some bamboo. I gotta say, it definitely was a highlight. However, my favorite animal to see at Edinburgh Zoo has to be the sun bears. Overall, though, the main thing that stood out across all three collections, regardless of where they were and if they were an aquarium or zoo, was the incredible staff behind the collections, both in education, keeping. Everybody was there, eager to help and share their passion and their knowledge of the incredible animals, the conservation work that they were doing, as well as the research. So thank you so much to the teams across all collections. So which collection would you most like to visit? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a thumbs up before continuing your safari by clicking on my video right here, on which I explore Ireland in 72 hours. Go and click it. I'll see you over there. Thanks so much for watching.